First ever liveaboard that I went on, I was traveling alone, and it was just an amazing experience that I will always recommend that new divers try out. So if you are thinking of booking a liveaboard and you don't have any buddies to go with you, then don't worry about it. You're going to have a great time. Hi all of you awesome scuba divers out there, welcome to the Scuba Diver Magazine channel, your favorite place for the latest scuba diving news and gear reviews. Liveaboards are my personal favorite way to go scuba diving, and I get that for some divers, especially women, the thought of traveling alone can be off-putting, but I'm going to put some of those fears at ease in this video, and you'll know that you're going to have a great time on a liveaboard even if you don't know anybody on board. Since 1987, the Explorer Ventures liveaboard fleet has been delivering world-class diving experiences, blending authentic diving experiences, safety and sustainability. Offering unparalleled adventure in some of the world's most breathtaking underwater destinations, their fleet of well-appointed vessels ensures every guest enjoys the highest level of comfort and safety. Explorer Ventures is proud to be the first liveaboard company to collaborate with Greenfins, achieving certifications on 4 of their vessels. Notably, the Tiburon Explorer and Humboldt Explorer are the only PADI eco centers designated in the Galapagos, emphasizing their commitments to sustainability and responsible diving practices. With exceptional diving destinations, an array of itineraries around the globe, and diver-focused design across their entire fleet, every voyage is tailored for comfort, convenience, and adventure on land and sea. Explorer Ventures sets the industry standard, offering unparalleled diving experiences globally. Book your next liveaboard trip with Explorer Ventures by visiting explorerventures.com. Diving, as we all know, is a 2-person buddy pair sport, so the first fear for solo divers is that there won't be anybody to buddy up with them once they actually get there. Liveaboards are a great way to meet and dive with like-minded divers. You'll have the opportunity to buddy up with another solo diver. We call them Insta Buddies. There are dive guides also who are highly qualified that you can stay close to, and I still prefer to hang around with the guides themselves because they're the ones that know all of the good hiding spots, where to find special critters that you would probably miss if you just head out on your own. So I always like to stick close to a dive guide. If there's an odd number of divers, you might be diving in a team of 3. Just always remember to stay in close contact with your buddies so that no one gets separated. You don't want one of them or yourself to become separated because you're focused on one other person. Just always keep an eye on both. Finding a buddy is easy though, and because dive procedures are mostly universal, it's very quick and easy to go diving with them. Just spend a little extra time at the start to check over their equipment configuration and hand signals and things. Pay particular attention to where their octo is located and how their weight system works. You want to know where their octo is and how to grab it if you need to underwater, and of course how to drop their lead if it ever comes to that. The same with hand signals. Hand signals aren't universal yet, so check your numbers and your fundamental hand signals. You don't want to be underwater and not understand what someone's saying. It's important for you and your buddy to understand your dive plan. These extra pre-dive checks come in handy no matter who your buddy is. I mean, I've rotated buddies before on a liveaboard trip, depending on who skips a dive. So yeah, just have a quick brush up. That's what the pre-dive check is for. Most cabins are twin berths, so you'll have 2 single beds in each cabin. There will be some boats with quad or just communal bunk rooms, but you won't find that on an Explorer Ventures boat. You can usually see the deck plan on a liveaboard before you book the trip. There are some cabins with 1 larger bed suitable for couples. The most that I've ever seen on a liveaboard was 8 bunks, but most liveaboards in the tropics that I've ever been on are twins, or they have the odd double. On most, but not all, of the Explorer Ventures vessels, single guests are paired with a same gender roommate, but always ask about the roommate policy on the vessel that you're actually booking, because that may be different. If you're lucky and there's an odd number of divers on board, then you'll get the cabin to yourself at no extra cost, with Explore Adventures at least. Other operators may ask you to pay a single supplement. If you would prefer to guarantee that you have a cabin to yourself, then of course you can pay a single supplement where you pay for the other space at a lower rate, like a certain percentage of the original cost of your booking. In my experience though, you don't spend a lot of time in your cabin. Most divers spend their surface interval on like the upper decks, in either the fresh air or in one of the air-conditioned saloons, so I don't worry too much about sharing a cabin. Meals are a communal affair. The layout is going to vary with each boat, obviously, but there's typically 2 or more tables with plenty of space to sit where you like. You get some divers that always like to sit in the same places for every single meal, and others who prefer to just rotate and like mingle and chat with everybody over the trip. Meals are typically buffet style. The chefs will prepare a range of meal options and you just pick and choose what you like. It all depends on the boat and the itinerary, obviously, but they can cater to like food allergies and lifestyle choices if you give them enough notice. Just let them know when you're booking the trip if you have any specific requirements or allergies so that they can prepare themselves. If you're out at sea and you suddenly announce that you have a certain food allergy that you haven't told them about before, then they'll do their best to accommodate you, but you're in the middle of the ocean. There's not many supermarkets out there for them to like stock up on stuff, so let them know early as possible, and yeah, they'll do their best to accommodate you. In my experience, making friends and talking with strangers on a liveaboard is just effortless. You all immediately have something in common in that you're all scuba divers, and we love to talk about scuba diving, from like diving experiences to your equipment. Divers just love talking about scuba diving. If you do want some quiet time, then just pop some headphones on, and or you can hide in your cabin for a bit if you want some quiet time. But if you sit in one of the common areas, then others will start to gather and conversations start. The first night after dinner is where everyone really starts to get to know one another, and after that it's just easy to sit next to anybody and start up a conversation. After each dive, typically you take your kit off, you dry yourself off, or some take a shower, and then most divers head up to an upper deck to log their dive or check their photos and just have a chat about the most recent dive. If you stay there, then divers are going to come and go, and they'll just chat if you want to chat. But again, yeah, if not, then you can just put your headphones on, crack open a book, and people tend to leave you alone. If you're concerned about booking a liveaboard, then chances are that you've never been on one before. I don't think I've ever come across another diver who said that they'll never go on another liveaboard again, because liveaboards are just awesome. Everybody recommends them. So anyone who's unsure about a liveaboard has most likely never been on one before. If that is the case, then it's important that you know that some liveaboards and itineraries have specific requirements, such as minimum log dives and certain qualification requirements. Because a liveaboard can reach dive sites that are a bit further out, they sometimes require better skills and competency because of things like deep water, where there's like there's eventually a bottom, but it's far beyond our depths. Currents as well, and just more challenging waters. So before you book your trip, ensure that you tick all of the boxes, and if you're worried about anything on like an upcoming dive, then just have a chat with the guides. They'll want to know if you're worried about certain entry styles or exits, or if you're worried about wreck penetrations or just anything. Just let them know. They'll help you out by either adapting the dive plan or just doing something, but of course they can't know that unless you tell them. If you have any other particular questions, or you're worried about liveaboards or solo travel, then feel free to ask down in the comments section and let us know about your first liveaboard experience as well, so that others can learn. Remember to visit exploreadventures.com if you're booking your next liveaboard trip. They look after you from the moment you first message them to when you get back home, and believe me, that's an important quality. I've been left stranded at airports before by other operators, but Explore Adventures, they've been managing trips all around the world for thousands of divers since the 80s, so they're very well-oiled machines and they know what they're doing. Check them out. I'll pop links up here in the corner of the screen and down in the description of the video as well. And of course, remember to head over to our website, scubadivingmag.com, check out our other social media channels. We're all over social media nowadays. So links down in the description below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, do all that good social media stuff. Thank you for watching everybody, and of course, safe diving.